From the National Newsroom of the Canadian Press, I'm Rob Westgate. A temporary truce in Gaza, as well as a hostage prisoner exchange, is getting closer to reality. The latest proposal, developed by the U.S., Egypt, and Qatar, was the topic of discussion at an Israeli War Cabinet meeting late Saturday. Although no official statement has been released on whether Israel found the deal agreeable, local media says the next step in finalizing the terms could happen soon. Meantime, thousands of protesters and members of families of hostages held a vigil in Tel Aviv to pressure the government into action. New Brunswick says it's ready and willing to help residents as they continue to struggle with the cost of living. To that end, a new benefit for eligible workers is set to be rolled out this Tuesday. It comes in the form of a one-time payment of $300, which is aimed at New Brunswickers and families making less than $70,000 a year that may not have benefited from other target supports. A walkout is planned for Monday at Ontario's York University. The union, representing thousands of contract instructors, teaching assistants, and graduate assistants, says it'll set up picket lines Monday morning unless the university comes back to the table with a plan during the weekend negotiations. Negotiators have pointed to provincial wage restraint legislation and affordability as key issues behind the looming strike. Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky and Western world leaders, including Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, marked a grim milestone yesterday, laying wreaths at a ceremony in Kyiv to mark the start of the Russian ground invasion 2 years earlier. Reporter James Longman says U.S. Republicans holding up aid money in Congress is now limiting Ukraine's war effort, and Russian forces are advancing.
Alexandra Ustinova is on the team of lawmakers negotiating military aid with Congress, where the $60 billion aid package is currently stalled.
We're losing the war.
The pressure is on Congress to act. The U.S. Senator Majority Leader Chuck Schumer leading a delegation here. He's calling on Republicans in the House to approve aid to Ukraine.
Most Republicans know how important it is to do it now.
Meanwhile, President Biden's massive package of sanctions on Russia unlikely to restrain Putin, whose war economy is now being fueled in part by munition production.
According to Schumer, Ukrainian officials told the delegation that they will lose the war without additional U.S. aid. And finally, the Eiffel Tower has reopened to visitors after a 6-day closure because of striking employees demanding better maintenance of the historic landmark. The operator of the 330-meter tower issued a statement this morning saying it had reached an agreement with unions representing the workers after promising to allocate about $412 million U.S. for renovation work to be completed by 2031. This week, it also launched salary negotiations expected to be finalized next month after employees on strike demanded an increase proportionate to revenue from ticket sales. This is the Canadian Press. In sports, Noah Hannafin scored twice. Jonathan Huberdeau and Connor Zary each chipped in with 2 assists as the Calgary Flames scorched the visiting Edmonton Oilers 6-3 Saturday night. Birthday boy Tyler Bertuzzi's third goal of the game, a power play marker at 17 minutes and 9 seconds of the third period, snapped the 3-3 tie and lifted the visiting Toronto Maple Leafs to a 4-3 win over the Colorado Avalanche. And Brock Besser's second goal of the game, scored at 1 minute and 32 seconds of overtime, helped the Vancouver Canucks to a 3-2 victory over the visiting Boston Bruins. It was a battle of the NHL's 2 top teams. Finally, skip Rachel Homan and her Ottawa-based foursome are just 1 win away from a Canadian Women's National Curling Championship. Homan defeated Manitoba veteran Jennifer Jones 6-4 in 11 and Saturday night. That means she will next play Sunday's winner from the All-Manitoba semifinal between Jones and Kate Cameron in the Sunday night final. From the Canadian Press, I'm Rob Westgate.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to follow and subscribe. For more of today's top stories, visit thecanadianpressnews.ca.